Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Well, here we are. Family Guy Season 4 episodes ranked from worst to the absolute best. So, the usual rules for these rankings. 1, this list is just my opinion. And 2, given how there are 30 episodes in Family Guy, given this is the longest season, and yes, I've checked, I might be going off the script a little bit, because there might be some episodes I remember, some of them are easy to remember but I hate, but also they're pretty forgettable, so I might look over to double check to see I know what I'm talking about and the reason I put it on the list. So, without any further ado, let's get on to this damn long video. And the award for the worst episode of Family Guy Season 4 goes to number 30, episode 8. 8 Simple Rules for Buying My Teenage Daughter. So, yeah. This and the next one have seriously terrible Meg episodes. And I have to say, this one is the most insulting. So Peter does the stupid thing, runs up a tab at Mark Gorman's pharmacy, so he decides to sell Meg for money. That's not Peter. And for whatever reason, Meg falls in love with Neil, which, given the last 3 seasons, he's been an absolute creep. And he shows no change when Meg dates him. Like, saying, why would you date this guy? And yeah, less said about the ending, the better. Pretty much making the entire episode goddamn pointless. Oh, and Stew's little crush on LaDawn. Now, I would say I found it passable, but rewatching it again, I think has gotten worse. Hence why this episode is at the dead last. Yeah, framing that poor babysitter after she rejects you, yeah, that's creepy, Stewie. Yeah, I changed my mind. This is honestly Stewie at his worst in this season. And this is Meg at her worst. Not in terms of stupidity, it's just dumb. So yeah, this episode is honestly just freaking terrible. And speaking of Meg at her worst, that goes to number 29. Episode 4, Don't Make Me Over. You thought Meg falling heads over Neil for Neil is bad. But her being just absolutely selfish and loathing is just abysmal. I mean, Meg treating her family like trash, and the jokes about her appearance are in very poor taste. It just makes me cringe. She's not that ugly, people. You're just making it that way to make her butt heads as a joke. And yeah, the person that Brian barks at, yeah, it's a pretty bad taste given what we know now. But the reason it ranks slightly higher than the worst episode I consider the worst, the Brian and Stewie bit got a laugh out of me, and gotta buy me a rainbow. That's pretty catchy. Hence why it goes slightly higher. Just slightly. Number 28. Episode 25. You may kiss the guy who receives. Yeah. This one is just very mediocre. Like, just very, very, very mediocre. And that's the start of the mediocre episodes, and this one's just bad. So, Adam West is just awful in this episode. Just banning gay marriage so it could distract the people from what he actually did. Yeah. And Lois is uncomfortable at this. Why? But what Lois and West actually take responsibility and, change for the better? Chris is honestly at his worst. Destroying Brian's petition to legalizing gay marriage, all for a girl. I say, go to hell, Chris. You selfish brat. That's all I'm saying. While I liked Chris in the previous seasons, this was him at his worst. Screw you. So, yeah. It's very mediocre. But I will say Jasper is the absolute sweetheart. A very good dog. So at least there's that. Number 27, Episode 2, Fast Times at Buddy Thianka Junior High. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This one is another mediocre episode. The way they set up both Chris and Brian's stories is just has very conclusions. So Brian wants to become a teacher. Okay, that's something at least. But then he gets transferred to the Scum of Society class, and what it changes at the end is a very mixed message. Well, I do like that if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything mantra is not exactly new, but given the way these students are influenced, yeah. Oh, and Chris is not ain't great either. And I know what you're wondering, if it's mediocre, why isn't it low on the list? The way it ends for Chris's subplot and Stewie's little fit at Chris during the wee hours of the night, it got the biggest laugh out of me. I'm not going to quote it here, but go watch my review of the episode. So yeah, it's pretty mediocre. I just wish they stuck the landing a little bit for both Chris and Brian. Number 26, Episode 22, Sibling Rivalry. I found the episode to be just, So, Lois has started gaining weight because Peter refuses to get intimate with her. And then, in a mildly funny bit, they discover the joys of intimacy. That is a little funny, but the way Peter almost kills Lois by making her literally gain weight just to please him, honestly, that is an awful husband. I know it's meant to last, but putting your wife in literal danger is creepy. And what he does afterwards pretty much cements he didn't change. And while I did say in my review of the episode that I thought the Stewie vs. Bertram rivalry was kinda decent, I have watched it again and it's changed my mind. It's not very good. It makes no sense why they wouldn't just team up. I mean, given the last season, they weren't really decent to each other. Why not? Why here? I mean, it pretty much goes nowhere in the end. It's just, ugh. Number 25, Episode 10, Model Misbehavior. Yeah, I thought this one was just... So, Lois wants to become a supermodel. That's great. But the way they handle it is just... it's just nothing. It's just... ugh. I mean, Carter and Peter trying to destroy Lois's modeling career, I don't know, it just feels out of whack and very confusing. Oh, and Brian getting a disease and trying to work his way up to it pretty much just adds to nothing as Stewie fires him anyway in the end. So yeah, it's stuff that just branches out in the episode and just adds nothing. That's why it's ranked to the slow. Number 24, episode 11, Peter's Got Woods. I will say the best part of the episode, James Woods. I think he was a decent guest star. And while there is some mixed aspects about the actor himself in the real world, I think his guest appearance here was not that bad. His ending arc was honestly a pretty decent running gag. But what Peter and Brian's Girl of the Week do to Brian is just freaking awful. And while, yeah, Brian does stupid things just to impress somebody, at least it's to a guy who fought for his rights, but then Peter does the stupid thing. And, yeah, it's just, ugh. It's just, ugh. It's just nothing special to me, and it's just really... Brian gets nothing out of it. He doesn't get his wish, and he doesn't get the girl. They were awful. Shauna and Peter were just awful to Brian, and again, it adds nothing to it except it introduces James Woods into the series. And we do get him later on, so hopefully they do better. Number 23, episode 9, Breaking Out is Hard to Do. Yeah, this was just a very mediocre. Just very mediocre. So Lois decides to shoplift, all because she's out of ham. And well, yeah, you think she would stop and realize what she's done. She continues on, and no surprise, she gets caught. I mean, this kind of puts her family in financial trouble. Didn't think of that, did you, Lois? And it adds nothing in the end as, well, credit to her for saving Joe's life. It kind of makes the whole ordeal just, ugh. She should have done it in the first place. Actions have consequences, Lois, and you should have thought about it. Although, Quagmire's 1 minute appearance in the episode gets the best laugh. If you know the giggity 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 did it did, you know it's a good laugh. But that's Quagmire. That's Quagmire. Okay, so now we're on to the meh episodes. And there are only 2 of them. It's starting out with number 22, episode 26, Petergeist. Yeah, this one is very meh. I mean, the obvious Poltergeist parody. Yeah, you're not fooling anybody, people. Yeah, it's pretty obvious from the start if you've watched the movie. And while there is a bunch of jokes that did make me laugh, particularly where the exit was for Stewie to get out of, got a good laugh, but that's just really what I got out of it. It's just a meh episode that just adds nothing new to the parody, and it's just there. And it may come as a shock to some people. Hell, even Watch Mojo put it as the number 1 best Family Guy episode of all time. I'm one of those people that disagree, given the subject matter. Number 21, we have episode 6, P. Ardit. Unfortunately, I can't say the actual word because it might get this video demonetized, and it's going to take a while to try and edit that out. So, fingers crossed, it doesn't get censored. Well, I will say this, the way they end this episode is really good. It's a nice message, and it's a really good message. Never be ashamed of who you are, and you gotta make the best out of it. I mean, I'm no different than I'm a high-functioning autistic. It never changes who I am. But the way this episode handled in the end was spot on. Its subject matter, however, I cringe at the jokes. I mean, where the episode was written, that may have been funny, but now today, it is very uncomfortable. I work with disabled people, and the way they handled Peter being, well, you know what. It's uncomfortable, to say the least. Well, it is nice at the end. I never once got a laugh out of this episode. It's just Peter doing stupid things, knowing he's disabled. So if any disabled people watching this episode particularly, I envy you if you agree or disagree with me here. It's just, ugh. Okay, we're done with the meh episodes. Now we're getting on to the, okay, just 50-50 episodes. Ones that aren't meh in any capacity, it's just there. Starting off with number 20, episode 28, Stewie Be Good. And while it's a passable start to the Stewie the Untold Story trilogy, it's fine enough. But I will say, the Grinds My Gears rant is honestly one of the greatest running, the best gag in the episode. How it never became a run gag in the show, I don't know. I might regret saying that, but it's a real bummer. But if you want the Grinds My Gears to be a full show, go watch the YouTube channel The Real Life Peter Griffin. The guy who looks like Peter and talks like Peter is dead on accurate, and his skits are damn funny. Go watch those. It is absolute riot. But as for the episode itself here, it is really fun. It's really damn fun. But the way they handle Tom Tucker's character is just so selfishly egotistical. Very selfishly egotistical. Getting fired because Peter does better than you and getting him fired is just awful. What the hell, Tom Tucker? Although Stewie being passable after his near-death experience, yeah, I thought it was alright. Nothing too special, but passable enough. Very passable enough. Number 19, episode 17, The Fat Guy Strangler. I will say, the way they handle Patrick Petersmith's story here is honestly pretty good. Robert Downey Jr. does an excellent job voicing the character, and you kind of feel bad for the guy, as all because he walked in on his mother cheating on his father with another man. Pow, right in the kisser. Lois is also a pretty decent sister to Patrick. She wants to know more about this guy, and when she eventually figures out the truth, in a pretty comedically funny way, she still stands by his side despite everything that happened. But what stops her from ranking higher is the stuff with Peter. While I will give him this, him trying to start a obese community is fine enough, but it eventually doesn't go anywhere. It just feels rather pointless to fill in the episode sometimes, to fill in the running time of the episode. So yeah, nothing too special, it's just, Number 18, episode 21, I Take the Quagmire. Yeah, the episode's alright. I will say the stuff between Lois and Stewie's physical bondage is honestly kind of adorable. I mean, Stewie's trying to grow out of, from being breastfed to sick to formula. I mean, how else are kids supposed to grow? But getting back to the old habits, yeah, that's pretty hard. Even Lois knows it. So yeah, it's kind of adorable. It does get a few smiles every once in a while. But the stuff they do to Quagmire, well, I will give him this. Him growing out of his habit and trying to grow is honestly kind of sweet. If the woman he fell in love with wasn't a psycho. Like, after a few weeks after their marriage, he's like, yeah, no. Even Death's cameo seems a bit out of place given the way they end the episode. Yikes. So yeah. Peter goes out of his way to destroy Quagmire's marriage because he doesn't want his friend to change. Oh, grow the hell up, Peter. So yeah. the episode's just passable enough. Nothing too special, although they do attempt to try and change Quagmire for a little bit. Sadly, it just didn't last. Sadly, didn't last. Number 17, episode 24, Periodica. I think I pronounced that correctly, I hope. Well, I will say, I do like the bond between Carter and Peter. It's surprisingly damn funny. Carter actually gets me to laugh, particularly when he hits Meg with the lamp and he's like, now we've got the P and the M. Sadly, I can't see the actual line. This video might get demonetized. But I will say, it is damn funny watching this show crafted to try and make money after Carter's booted out of the house, in a pretty funny Star Wars moment. And while Carter goes back to his old ways, people like that never change. It is still damn funny all the way through. But the subplot with Stewie, I forget even exists. It's just laying there in the background doing nothing. Why even have it at all? I don't know. It's just, it's just there. Number 16, episode 27, The Griffin Family History. I found this one to be not that bad. So after they get into their panic bunker, Peter decides to pass the time to try and discuss the Griffith family history. And while some of them are pretty damn funny, like the Caveman one and hell, even the 1920s version, hell, even the Nate Griffith story, which yes, makes Nate actual recurring character here. Nice little continuity. The other segment, which sadly I can't say, which is the last segment, is very uncomfortable on so many levels. But the Nate Griffin story was the best one. So props to them for nice little company. Well done, Family Guy. But the Meg stuff, however, what they do with her character kind of feels like they're a Trumpier at this point. Getting whacked in the back by Peter, being spat at by the family, pushed down into the van, getting kidnapped by the burglars, getting sued by the burglars for harassment, and getting taken away to jail with the family not even batting an eye. Yeah, they kind of make Meg feel like a throwaway character there. Yeah, it's nothing too personal. It's just a passable episode. Nothing else to say about that. It's just meh. Number 15. Episode 15. Yeah, kind of ironic. Brian goes back to college. Yet another passable episode. But one that is actually not that bad. So, Brian wants to go back to college after he's kicked out of his favorite newspaper job. And props to Brian, he tries to do that. Sadly, it goes nowhere as he failed college yet again. But I will say he did try, and Lois was a decent supporting player. And I even found the A-Team subplot with Peter, Quagmire Joe, and Cleveland a bit chuckle-worthy. Like, they win one contest and they're like, let's be the A-Team permanently. Sadly, it doesn't go anywhere, but hey, at least the effort was there. So yeah, the episode was okay. Okay enough. Number 14, episode 16, The Courtship of Stewie's Father. What I love about this one ranks pretty high is the connection between Peter and Stewie. Sadly, it's at lowest expense, but as Peter says, what do you think I'm doing? I'm bonding with Stewie like you asked. So yeah, well, what they do to Lois is extremely over the top. It's a nice moment between the father and the son. And while he disappoints Stewie, he does regain Stewie's trust again when he takes him to Disneyland. like any child would if they want to go to Disneyland. Hey, at least he didn't. At least he wanted to give Stewie something, and he does regret actually hurting the kid. He even wins extra points when Stewie gets kidnapped, and he not just saves him, but he saves the kids that were kidnapped. In a really good Indiana Jones parody sequence, parodying Temple of Doom. It's a really fun escape. So yeah, Peter was really sweet to Stewie in this episode, and they had a really good connection. If I'm praising it so much, why is it not in the top 10? The Chris subplot is disgusting. If you know a certain character that likes Chris, then you know my disdain for this character. He's what he fantasizes about Chris is gross. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. So yeah, I sadly can't rate it any higher. And no, the stuff with Chris does not stop. We'll get that in the next entry right now. Number 13, Episode 7, Brian the Bachelor. Now, before I get into the reason why it sadly doesn't rank any higher, the stuff with Chris and his zit is pretty damn stupid. I cannot defend this. It's dumb. I mean, this is South Park levels of quality of stupid. But to South Park's credit, it's funny. In some aspects. It depends on the subject. But with Family Guy, it's too stupid. Even treating Joe with disrespect is not even funny. But I will say, Brian and Quagmire's story when they participate in The Bachelorette is pretty well done and surprisingly realistic. Brian falls in love with the Bachelorette and turns out it was all an act. And he does the thing that he swears he didn't want to do, be stupid about reality shows. And sadly, it's realistic, and it's honestly kind of sweet and funny at the same time. So I will say, the episode does a great job. It's too bad the Chris subplot was dumb, and sadly got tied into the main story. Jesus. And finish off with the okay episodes, we've got number 12, episode 5, The Cleveland Loretta Quagmire. Now, before anyone says that this is a terrible episode, it's sadly not in the top 10. It's because of Loretta. But what rates it this high is Cleveland. The way this character progresses in the episode is amazing. I mean, he's a nice dude. He's a good character. And when he finds out about Loretta cheating on him, it doesn't seem to faze him at all. And this is the reason why Loretta's cheating on him in the first place. He feels nothing. And when he finds out it's Quagmire, he still feels nothing. But when he realizes the gravity, you legit feel Cleveland's pain and anger. And honestly, it is perfectly handled. But the cherry on top is when he decides to divorce Loretta. That is why I love Cleveland Brown. Such an underrated character, and giving him such a good arc in this episode, it's what ranks it this high. And I honestly hate Loretta. She's a terrible wife to Cleveland, and her just cheating on him without any remorse to her husband. Honestly, I'm glad they got rid of her. I heard Donna isn't that great either, but at least she doesn't cheat on him? I don't know about that character, but Cleveland deserves so much better. And I do give credit to Quagmire. He does legit feel bad. I just wish he should have stopped. He didn't start to begin with. But Cleveland's story is honestly so damn good. I will say that is pretty impressive. And just missing from the top 10, we have number 11, episode 13, Jungle Love. And this is where we start the good episodes. And this is a pretty good episode. So, Chris is terrified becoming a freshman, as most growing 13-year-old boys would be, So he decides to run away to another country where they respect him. Until they find out he's a freshman. God, that is so stupid, I can't help but laugh. And I'll give Chris this. He does feel a legit realistic problem. He's running away from it, and he feels like he can't move forward. That's honestly a really good dilemma. And while there are some legit funny bits in this, particularly the five-way call, that does get a decent laugh out of me. Oh, I gotta go. Something's in the oven. I lost a shoe. But it is legit funny. And the ending does get a good laugh. The Indiana Jones parody still continues, but it's still damn funny regardless. I just find Chris's dilemma to be pretty decent. So, props to the episode for doing that. It's actually really great. And here we are, folks. The top 10. Here we go from good to downright perfect. So, what starts off at the top 10? I will say, while the start of the episode is questionable, at least what the characters do later actually redeems them. And starting off at number 10, we have Episode 3, Blind Ambition. And as I said just a few seconds ago, Quagmire doing something creepy to Lois is questionable. He does redeem himself by saving somebody with CPR, even though he doesn't know what it is, which is legit funny. And while Peter eating like a dozen nickels just to prove himself worthy does lead him to becoming blind, he does do something to redeem himself. He saves the owner of his favorite bar, and he gets his eyesight back as a reward. I actually kind of like that. So yeah, while it's questionable at the start, hence why it doesn't rank any higher, it's a pretty good episode at the end. And god damn, that chicken fight is so damn funny. I mean, I could watch that on repeat so many times. And it ends with yet another Indiana Jones parody. Seriously, the season's full of Indiana Jones moments that are legit funny. They really hit it on this one. So yeah, while Ernie the Giant Chicken only makes one appearance throughout the whole season, he makes it count. He makes it damn count. Number 9, Episode 12, Perfect Castaway. I thought the episode's pacing in this was pretty good. So the boys get themselves casted away when they tried to get new fish. And the way they handle things in the second act is what ranks it this high. Peter finds out Lois is remarried, and it's Brian. And while Brian is heartbroken that Lois is cheating on him, he realizes that she's always happy with Peter, so he decides to end things in a mature manner. That's honestly pretty mature for Brian. Well, the ending is confusing. I will say the episode is perfectly well done. It's honestly a pretty decent episode if you look back on it, and it really does a good job. Number 8, Episode 18, The Father, the Son, and the Holy Fonz. I'm sorry, I can't crack a smile at that title. Now, I had my thoughts about Francis Griffin. I will say, this is the one episode he appears in, and like Ernie the Giant Chicken, he makes it count by legitimately being funny. While he's still an awful human being, particularly getting Stewie sick, he still hangs on to his beliefs, and he legit supports Peter when he wants to join a religion. But he denies that Peter decides to start his own religion, the religion of the Fonz. And if you don't know who the Fonz is, go watch Happy Days. And it's damn ludicrous, but I find it legit funny. And even Stewie's little sex subplot doesn't get starts. Oh, and I forgot to mention in the episode, there's a cutaway guy with Kathy Bates. That is legit funny. Okay, I think I'm gonna get out. I will say the episode is perfectly well paced, and while it sadly ends with Peter getting nothing out of it, at least he tries something new, and it made him happy. And we all want that, don't we? So yeah. Well, Francis Griffin is still awful. At least it's not insultingly horrible. He's passively horrible. And that's something you don't want to hear from a character like that. So yeah, good episode all around. And to finish off the good, number 7, episode 23, Deep Throats. I have to say, while the subject matter is a bit consequential, the way they handle it is surprisingly pretty good. So, Brian finds out that Adam West is having kind of a illegal relationship with Meg. It's kind of an interesting dilemma. What he should do. Should he expose West for the fraud he is, but it will get in the way of destroying Meg? It's honestly an interesting dilemma, and you gotta give props to Brian for backing off and letting Meg make her own decisions. And while it is an illegal relationship, at least West isn't awful to Meg. He's legit sweet to her. Yeah, he's kind of a dumb character, but when he has to be really sweet to people, he's good at it. And I like that Meg ends things maturely. She's not being legitimately creepy. Yes, we'll get to that. It's honestly kind of a sweet, well, ending things on a mature relationship. Again, it is illegal, given that his age and she's not 18 yet. It's still, at least they end things on a mature note. And I kind of like, and I kind of find the Sloplo with Peter and Lo that's trying to start a band pretty damn funny. Like, it ends things on a really funny note. And you gotta feel bad for them, given what they did. So yeah, I find the episode pretty good. I mean, the relationship between Adam West and Meg is very uncomfortable. The way they handle it is honestly pretty mature. At least in my opinion. Number 6. Episode 1, North by North Quahog. Yes, it's been a long time since I've discussed this one, and boy, do they start things off on a fantastic note. And this starts off the great episodes, and this one is honestly a great start. So, Peter and Lois want to spice up their marriage, and what do? Steal Mel Gibson's film reel and go on a high-speed car chase. Which, of course, ends with Lois getting kidnapped, saved, and then riding down Mount Rushmore while being chased by fictional Mel Gibson. It is a crazy eye that I freaking love. It also is, and it's honestly this is where I love Peter and Lois as a couple. This is legit believable, and it's pretty damn sweet. I mean, Peter risks his life to save her. It's honestly goddamn sweet. It's honestly it's so good. I even like the subplot with Stewie and Brian trying to look after Chris and Meg. Particularly the car scene where Stewie berates Chris. It's so damn funny. It's so damn quotable too. If you know the episode, you know it. But yeah, it's a great episode. Enough said. Number 5, episode 30, Stu and Stewie's Excellent Adventure. The parody to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And while I love episode 1 as a great start to the season, episode 30 is a great ending to season 4. And honestly, how do you say no more? We not just get one Stewie, but 2. One as an infant and one as an adult. And honestly, they have great moments together. I'm not even kidding. It is damn fun. From young Stewie trying to help his older self get better with his life, to the Griffins' future being surprisingly decent. Even Peter's friends get a few decent laughs. And it ends on a really nice note with Stewie changing his fate for a better future. They have such a good connection, I instantly believe it. So yeah, what a great finale to end on. And a pretty damn fun episode to end things. So damn funny. Number 4, episode 19, Brian Sings and Swings. What can I honestly say that is pretty much my favorite Brian episode? The way they handle Brian's story in here is fantastic. I mean, him being confused about his life being if it's worth anything is honestly so damn compelling. I mean, we've all had that moment in our lives, haven't we? And when Stewie says that you matter big time, melts my heart so goddamn much. And it's not just good drama, it's good comedy too, as Brian, Stewie, and Frank Sinatra Jr. perform songs together. It's honestly really compelling. It really matters in such a good episode. Not just good, but a great episode. I even loved the subplot with Meg. So she finds out that the girl she's friends with is a lesbian, and Meg tries to change that just to fit in. And honestly, that is so sweet. And what ranks it this high is the ending for Meg when she eventually admits her mistake, but her friend is okay with that. And I really think that is damn fun. Sure, Meg lied about it, but at least she came clean and it's done portrayed realistically. So yeah, this episode is just so freaking good. It's so freaking great. But my top 3 are just few far in between. It's just damn amazing. Number 3, episode 29, Bango was his name. Oh. And yes, that is the damn episode name. Honestly, the episode here is great. So, Stewie thinks that the man on the TV is his real father, and he goes to great lengths to try and get there. And honestly, when he breaks down, it feels real. And Brian there being as great support, fan-freaking-tastic. It's just great writing, y'all. And the twist ending it on that cliffhanger is so freaking good. Not just good, it's great. It just feels real that Stewie just wants some closure. But the subplot with Peter and Lois wanting how Chris and Meg find love is both sweet and damn funny. I mean, the scene with Peter trying to get Meg to literally smell a man's gas is so goddamn funny. I can't help but laugh. I mean, you'd think this is Peter trying to help Meg. It's not to his own benefit. Well, it is technically his benefit, getting how the kids keep interrupting him and Lois' alone time. It is to somewhat their benefits. He's helping her, and he gets something out of it. It's a win-win for both. And it's so damn funny. So yeah, this episode is great with both the main plot and the subplot. It ends things on good notes for both of them. It's just great. Now, my number 1 and my number 2 pick are so freaking great. It was hard to choose which one did it better. But my number 2 spot is just so great for so many reasons. And at the top of the great episodes is number 2, episode 20, Patriot Games. I mean, given this episode's iconicness, how can it not be this high? I mean, shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy. How can you not sing that along? It's just a ton of fun. I mean, the way they start the episode is so damn fun. Tom Brady is a great guest star. Even when he hires Peter, kicks him off, or even when he approaches him when he goes for the other team, he commends Peter for tackling him and the team head on. That is a man that respects another person, and I freaking love it for that. Peter's so great in this episode. It's just damn funny. But what stops it from being at number 1 can be divisive for some others, but it may be so damn violent, but it's so entertaining. Stewie torments Brian over $50. And while it is brutally violent, it is so damn entertaining. I mean, hitting him in the both kneecaps, breaking his foot, and literally lighting him on fire. Jesus, Stewie. But Brian slowly giving Stewie his comeuppance is so damn fun. And even when he finally does it, it is so damn funny. So yeah, Patriot Games is great. But my number one pick is not just great episode, it's honestly just flawless. And I cannot help but love it. Drumroll, please. And my number one favorite episode of Family Guy Season 4 goes to episode 14, PTV. I mean, how can I not put it this high? The way they handle the commentary in this episode is so realistically put, it is damn hilarious. So, after a controversy at the Emmys, the TV show board just wants to censor television. And honestly, there are sides to it that, while it does benefit to the viewers that watch at home, it also aggravates some people who just wants to see all the naughty stuff. As Peter says, violent, nudity, and farts intact. The farts intact. The swearing, violence, and farts intact. And he creates his own channel. He creates his own network, which of course gets canned too, and the FCC goes after the Griffin family by literally censoring real life. I'm sorry. This is so damn funny. I just can't. I mean, how does that even work? How would they know if they're going to swear, get intimate, or just... And what ranks it at number one is the most memorable, damn funny, memorable song throughout the whole of Family Guy. Man, they just be neurotic or possibly psychotic. They're the fellas at the freaking FCC. I mean, the way it just handles the subject matter is so damn funny. And it feels real given the censorship commentary. PTV is just that perfect for the next episode, people. I consider PTV my number one favorite episode of Family Guy Season 4. Let's just hope Season 5 can top that. But given how this episode made me laugh from beginning to end, I don't think it's gonna get topped anytime. And that's the end of the video, folks. Hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up, like and comment, subscribe, and I hope to get more videos like this. Speaking of which, tomorrow I'll be reviewing Family Guy Season 4 overall. Keep an eye out for that video. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.